You're too large for a 3D world. October 25, 2014. Dear ones. In the past few days, many revisited areas that push their 3D buttons. Perhaps an employer said or did something that reminded you how uncomfortable your workplace is. Perhaps someone brought up a painful subject in your personal life. For many, the past few days have felt the opposite of love and joy. That is, until that moment when your pain disappeared. Almost as if it was your last 3D battle and you declared victory. Many revisited 3D fears to determine if that fear remained part of their life. A fear that felt extremely real for minutes, hours or even days. Only to experience a sense of it clicking off in a way that cannot necessarily be described. A bit how you feel once you recover from a bad cold. You remember that you were uncomfortable, but cannot revisit that discomfort. So it is you have moved fully into love, especially self-love. For you have declared to yourself that the fear you felt with others or in an environment is no longer calling you. Somewhere within your most recent pain, there was a click of understanding of that, whatever that was, is not important to your new earth life, or, others can swirl around in never-ending pain, but you are not interested in doing so. You have also probably noted some sort of indicator informing you it is time to move on, that such fear is more about you fearing your future than holding on to pain. For if you felt fully comfortable with 3D fear, you would not have exited your cocoon or been interested in this channel or any New Earth communications. For many of you, the past few days have been about revisiting a specific 3D fear to anchor yourself, to stop the woo-woo feelings often of New Earth, but seldom of 3D. You are merely afraid of your new life and attempted to slow down the process of entering fully into New Earth, to no avail. For you no longer are of 3D. 3D is no longer your comfort zone. You are now or soon will be trying some New Earth adventures fully aware that you wish to do so, instead of you think you should. Do you understand the difference? Many of you were pushing yourself into New Earth because it seemed right, even though a large piece of you wished to remain in your known 3D environment, no matter how painful. Perhaps this concept is difficult to fully grasp in your physical being, but your inner being is cheering you on to your next glorious step into New Earth. It is a bit like wishing you could return to the teacher and grade of the year before only to discover that you no longer fit in that classroom intellectually and you are too large for the desks. For even though we were speaking of physical largeness in that last example, you are much too large in New Earth terms to fit in a 3D world. Does that mean you should leave your job or ignore those who hurt you the past few days? That is your choice, for you are large enough in New Earth terms to decide how you wish to live within your 3D parameters. Perhaps that particular employer now seems more like the Wizard of Oz than a mean ogre. Perhaps not. Perhaps the only way you will feel comfortable is leaving that 3D person behind. It does not matter, nor has it ever mattered. The only difference between now and a few days ago is that you wish to test yourself one more time before fully embracing new you and New Earth. This you have done. Some of you have moved beyond a hidden fear into New Earth without fully understanding the major piece you moved through. Perhaps some of you found a new job or fell in love. Joyous occasions from an outer perspective, but fearful from within. What if she doesn't love me? What if my new job is more painful than my last job? 3D fears that you moved through with some pain. For prior to the equinox and other recent universal energy bursts, you are not certain of your role or direction. Is it this or that? Or neither? Now you know. Not necessarily in terms of a direct path, but in terms of self-love and self-worth. You know without a doubt that you no longer need to fear someone or something. That you are a powerful being of love and that no one can take your power. It is almost as if you have switched off a pain-fear button. You remember the issue, but no longer feel the fear. You are at a different place emotionally, physically and spiritually. And even if a place or entity tempts you to revisit that fear, you will no longer feel it to the depth you did just days ago. You have transitioned to New Earth and self-love, fully and completely. So it is you no longer need to be concerned about the fears of yesterday. For today is a new day on your new earth. You are on fire with joy and self-love. You are patting yourself on your back, and rightly so, for passing through fear, instead of accepting and moving to pain. And so it is we welcome you fully to new earth and self-love. So be it. Amen. Channeled by Brenda Hoffman. www.lifetapestrycreations.com